Hey there, you're listening to episode 5 of One Season I Hate About You, the podcast where we look at Pup Academy, the Disney program streaming now on Netflix and possibly Disney+. We
still haven't looked it up.
Sorry, I did. It's not.
Oh.
It might be in America.
Maybe it is.
We've only got Netflix in Australia. Netflix and Netflix Kids.
Oh,
yes.
There you go.
Right.
So if you're in Australia, don't go on Disney+. It's not there. Go on Netflix. That's where it is. So today is all about episode 5, and episode 5 is called My Uncle is Dude. Now, if you're anything...
Love this episode.
If you're anything like me, you probably heard that and went, what is this about? What is this episode about? Well, I'll tell you what it's about. Corazon. It's Corazon, isn't it?
It's Corazon.
Is it Corazon?
Well, that's how the Spanish people would say it.
Wait, is that why he keeps on trying to speak in Spanish badly?
Probably.
That makes so
Maybe
much
Izzy's
sense.
Spanish.
She is vaguely ethnic.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because everyone seems to call him Corazon.
No, because they're American.
Right, okay. Right, it's an accent thing. Anyway, Corazon lands in an implausible...
Hey, there it is!
...situation when he tells a lie to impress his crush, Pom Pom. Will he come clean before the Pup Academy talent show?
I like how that kind of it felt like an 80s movie. It always ends in a talent show, and you gotta come clean before the talent show.
Yeah, well, anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to throw to our
resident
recapper, the Green God. First, though, a word of warning. When we come back, we are going to spoil this thing, so go onto Netflix.
And Harry Potter. We're going to spoil Harry Potter.
Yeah, we'll spoil Harry Potter. If you've taken this long to read Harry Potter, better get on it now.
Exactly.
Read all 7 books, watch all the movies. Then there's also the spin-offs.
The video games.
The video games, man, they were great, weren't they?
They were really good.
And then episode 5 of Pup Academy, because when we come back, we will be spoiling all of those things. Sorry.
Starting off, Corazon is in a hallway with his friends, and then his crush Pom Pom arrives, and he's like, "Hey, you," says Pom Pom, because Pom Pom forgot Corazon's name. And then there's the poster in her locker that says "Dude." It's like, "He's my favorite actor, dude. He played in my favorite movie, Descendants." Yada. And then it's like, at assembly, there's gonna be a talent show. So Corazon's gonna try to impress Pom Pom by he's saying that he's gonna bring Dude in the talent show, and he says that Dude is his uncle. So he asked his friend Spock to go do something. So Spock finds this stray dog that looks exactly like Dude to come over and act, but then Dude's like, "You gotta owe me a favor though." It's like, "What's that?" You gotta give me something to eat. That's it. So they come in to Pup Academy, and then Rico, the name of the stray dog, hides into the locker room, and then it's like, "Hey, Pom Pom, this is Dude," and then she squealed, "Oh my gosh, there's Dude there." And then for some reason the actual Dude teleports there, and then it's like, "I'm gonna be a judge," but then and so Morgan and his grandpa Charlie are just pranking each other for the whole entire day. But then there's 2 dudes, so it's a problem. So they're gonna try to catch Rico, and then Dude goes into the changing room, but Rico finds him there. In the changing room, they have a big fight. I can't even see the big fight because it's just cut out. So Rico goes in and it's like, this is a judge dude, even though it's fake. So they're all presenting and stuff in the talent show. And then Rico's just like blaming on it. Boo, get out of the stage and stuff like that. And Pom Pom arrives and then he's like, let's do this D for dude. You just, I don't know. And then it's like, and he's like, Gee, get off the stage. And then she's upset, but then like Corazon comes. I'm sorry, but I was lying. I want to impress Pom Pom, and that's the fake dude. But then the real dude comes along, and this like, you should be who you are, something. I don't know. I was really listening. So there they are. They're all happy, and then Pom Pom's like, huh? What do you know? You're pretty cool, Corazon. And it's like, I was like, if you finally remember the name. So Rico and Duda in a movie studio, and then they're all actors now. I think that was the quickest recap of Pup Academy episode 5 season 1.
Thank you, Green God. That certainly was the quickest recap so far.
Yeah, he paid really close attention to this one.
Especially the moral messaging.
Yeah.
But before we get on to the moral messaging, my first question for episode 5 is, was there any Harry Potter in this episode?
Well, you know that part in Harry Potter when they had the skill, the talent show? To save the school because they were going to run out of money or something. I don't know, 80s reference.
It's basically about fraud, isn't it? So
Yeah.
who's the that teacher? Is it the second one, Chamber of Secrets?
Gilderoy Lockhart.
Yeah. It's like a fraud type of thing. Close enough. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's a loose link. But yeah, I suppose there is still Harry Potter in this episode.
Always.
Fame. People obsessed with fame.
Yeah. Wow.
These links are getting looser and looser. We need to get back to the prophecy. But anyway, in the meantime, another random fact about this episode, not really Harry Potter related, but interesting. Dude. Well, first of all, let's talk about the fact that Dude is from The Descendants. Charnstar's done some research on this.
I like the fact that you guys thought it was the George Clooney movie, The Descendants, which every child watching this show would know and love.
Yes, obviously.
Unfortunately, they went with a more obscure Disney series of films called The Descendants, which is specifically about the children of the villains. I've never actually watched the movie, I swear. I have seen the DVD covers a lot.
Well, was the dude there?
I don't know. Like I said, I haven't seen the film. I spent a lot of this episode trying to find out if that was actually the dog that was in The Descendants. Because the first movie came out 2015, so 5 years ago.
One?
There's 3.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a trilogy. Got to know about those kids. So The Descendants follows Mal, the daughter of Maleficent. Evie, the daughter of the evil queen. I can't remember the other two's name. One's the son of Jafar, Jay, and Carlos DeVille, the son of Cruella DeVille. I believe that Maleficent is doing something evil. They're all going to high school together. Blah, blah, blah.
Are they all dogs?
No, this isn't a dog. Like, there must be a dog in the show.
Right.
Sorry, in the movie, but... they're not dogs. I'll show you. Here's what they look like.
Oh, Lord. That's gross.
Yeah, they're greasy teenagers. I'm going to show you what the third movie poster looks like because they look hilarious in it. Like,
is it the same actors? Or
same
is
actors,
this like...
yeah. So that one's...
Oh my God.
What are they wearing, right? They're like leather...
It's just bloody...
It looks like Shark Boy versus
Yeah,
Lava
I was
Girl.
about to say Spy Kids, yeah.
Yeah. That's the sort of quality you're going with.
Maybe the dude is in there.
Yeah, maybe.
And apparently, these dogs love this Disney movie that went straight to TV, like, a lot.
Yeah.
Well, they do stay home, these dogs. That's probably the only way they watch movies.
That's true, that's true. Just like us these days.
Yeah.
Guys, does that mean we have to watch The Descendants? Because I was happy not watching The Descendants, but if that's something we have to do...
If we have to watch it to make this make sense...
I'm not paying for Disney Plus just to watch this trilogy.
You never know. It could be good. I feel like this is the equivalent of, like, you know when Netflix is like, you've watched this, so you'll enjoy this. I feel like that's what Disney did when they put the poster of The Descendants in the locker. It's like, you're watching Pup Academy, so you'll like The Descendants. Or Descendants.
Fair enough.
I think it's just Descendants. Yeah, it's just Disney's descendants. I do want to point out the fact that in the world of the TV show we're currently watching, Disney exists, and Disney has this movie called The Descendants. Does that mean that Disney exists in this world, which means this show exists in this world?
Whoa.
We've gone meta, guys.
Oh, prophecy is just getting bigger.
So wait, is this like the Truman Show of their world, or is this like Keeping Up with the Kardashians?
It's a reality TV
It's
show.
a reality TV show.
Yeah, yeah, interesting. But it's a reality TV show that humans can't watch, or is it kind of like it's a reality TV show that humans can watch, humans assume it's not real, but
Yeah, that
dogs know it is real?
Or dogs aren't watching it. They're too busy
brain.
watching The Descendants.
My brain just exploded.
Maybe this is their way of getting out the messaging of dog is man's best friend.
Yeah, my brain just exploded with
Keeping
stupidity.
Canis Primus alive. Well, something a little bit less stupid for you.
Thanks.
Dude is a vegan. My question is it easy to come by vegan dog products? Or is Dude a little bit,
Posh.
where is Dude getting his
Prima
vegan?
Prima donna. God damn it.
Prima dogger.
Prima dogger. He's a prima dogger.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen many vegan. I'm sure, like, if you go to a
Surely,
vegan
yeah.
store, they've got vegan dog products.
Yeah.
But we're not vegan. Mikey's not vegan.
Yes.
I like that I directed this question at you. I was like, I don't know, but you will know.
Yeah, I know. From all the vegan stuff we've bought for Mikey, we haven't bought any. So,
I have seen vegan dog shampoo, but that's about it.
because they eat the shampoo, don't they?
Yeah.
Clean out their insides.
Well, I've seen vegan human shampoo. But that makes sense to me. I feel like shampoo is shampoo. Or am I wrong?
I think people sometimes they can put honey in it, or cows or goat's milk in it, and you don't want that because then the animals are suffering for your pleasure. Oh, that sounded
What
gross.
do you do with your shampoos?
Great. We'll lather it up, rinse and repeat.
Okay, vegan questions aside, the vegan thing was something that just kind of occurred to me during the episode. I feel it's not that big of a deal. It's probably something that you could find if you looked for it, just like you said. There is something that was more concerning to me, and that was that this episode fully revolved around a talent quest, and we never got a winner.
We did get a winner.
Did we?
Yeah. Because when Dude came out,
He
after
decided
being
something.
locked
Yeah,
away
yeah.
the entire time and not seeing anyone else's, he came out and was like, oh yeah, the hot cheerleader. Boom, you got it. You got it, girl. You win.
No.
Yeah, Pom Pom.
That's so
Pom-pom,
disappointing.
Yeah.
Who do we think should have won the talent show?
Rico.
Yes.
I
He
agree.
fooled everyone.
That is true. He did fool everyone into thinking
He
was
fooled
Dude.
everyone so well that the dude was like, I'm gonna hire you as my stuntman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should point out at this point that Dude actually went to this school.
Yes, he's
Yeah.
an alumni.
Is it alumni or alumnus?
Alumni. They use the word alumni, so I'm going with that.
Okay.
Yeah, come on now.
The
Well,
show about dogs is definitely going to teach us proper grammar in English.
Yeah.
yes, this is true. So anyway, yeah, Dude used to go there, and yet when Rico steps in and pretends to be Dude, everyone's kind of like, oh well, this is Dude now.
They clearly have different voices. One sounds like a bloody Home Alone villain.
Yeah.
The other sounds like a college student.
Yes.
Well, the Home Alone villain one, didn't he say that he's doing an accent for a role or something?
oh yeah, he
Yeah, he
did.
did.
That was his cover story.
Which begs the question,
right.
do dogs usually put on accents when they're acting in shows? Like, I know that I have heard the fact that dogs do have accented barks. If you travel all over England, all the dogs have
What?
different inflections.
Woof woof.
But yeah, I don't know if they're able to change it for an acting role.
That's interesting.
Which also goes into, let's talk about the acting of the dogs in
Yes.
the show in general.
Yes.
Because personally, I never notice how stilted and awkward everything is until all of a sudden a dog does a normal dog thing, and I'm like, oh yeah, everything they're doing is weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when you see Spark, when she's just standing there, it really looks like someone's trying to distract her. It's like, hey, just stay. Because like they're really like stiff. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like they're not naturally just standing there, just stiff.
It was actually this episode in particular where I was going to put this question to you, Charnstar. These are real dogs, right? With CGI'd mouths.
Chanelle figured that. Chanelle, you had a note on that earlier.
Yeah, like the mouths look like, you know how when you go upside down and you put eyes on your chin?
Just like the
looks like that.
Shape for Cure
Yes,
thingies.
the mouths look like that.
Yeah. See, in this episode, I've always thought that. That was my assumption. But then in this episode, there are moments where the dog Pom Pom almost looks animatronic. Now, I don't know if it's just Pom Pom's haircut. Like,
I'm pretty sure that's just the trick, the one trick she knows, the how to beg. So she begs, and she begs in this weird way.
Where she flaps her mouth.
Yeah.
As well, yeah.
And that's the problem with doing like something like this. Like when a dog talks, it's always like perfectly still and its mouth is just coming back up and down. And then when a dog does a real thing, it's like clearly a real dog doing a real thing. Like when they bark, it's always completely different. Even if it's not an aggressive bark, like every time Harry Potter does one. But when they're just doing like a normal bark, it's like, and when they growl and they can't even like get the dog to growl, they put the animated mouth and just make it vibrate on
Or when they bark, you can see that the dog's actually barking naturally because their whole body goes along with it.
Also, dogs their jaw doesn't hinge downwards like ours does. It moves up and everything. I personally love the fact that it seems like every dog has one particular thing that they do. I noticed in the first episode, both Snape and McGonagall, they'll be midway through a conversation and they just put one hand on the desk.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one thing they know how to do. Pom Pom knows how to beg, so she's always like, beg, beg, beg. Ron knows how to run around in circles.
yes.
And Morgan just knows how to Morgan.
Yeah.
Morganize.
He knows how to Morganize.
Yes,
absolutely.
So if anyone out there needs a dog casting agent, we're quite experts now.
Yeah.
We've seen too much of this.
Did anyone take any notes on the prank wars that were going on the side?
I only took one note at the end, and that was at the very, very end of the episode. There is a prank that occurs, and after the prank occurs, Grandpa has this kind of one-off line where he says, we need to take down the lights now before next, because the show's over. Until next year, we'll take down all these lights. And I was kind of like, what the hell? Who hired this guy to run this theatre? That is not normal theatre practice. Normal theatre practice is you leave the lights rigged. They just stay there. Sometimes you might reposition them or you might patch them through different channels, but you don't take them all down once the show's over and then put them back up for the next show.
Okay, it's a school for dogs.
Yeah.
I've got 2 points. One, I'm going to go towards that because you're a theatre person. You've worked in theatre. Did you notice anything weird about the lights in that last scene when they do the prank? They both get brought up and they're up in the sky. Did you know anything weird about the lights?
No,
They're spotted.
They are spotted.
Yeah.
And
What?
they're specifically pointing towards the background and the actors.
Yeah.
Because those are just the film lights.
Yeah, it's
That they've got, which, that's what we did in Red Curtain Hell. When they did Red Curtain Hell, they literally just had set lights in the scene because it was a theatre thing. But when they got brought up, it was like, oh, those lights are pointed towards the backstage area. Lighting the backstage as if it's a stage.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't exactly... Also, there are ARRI lights, which are specifically film lights and TV lights, which
gosh.
I saw them. I'm like, oh yeah, I use those lights. I know those lights. It was just more the fact that they were pointing towards the backstage. The other thing I wanted to bring up was that the granddad brings up that he used to play these prank wars with his what do you call it?
The father.
Morgan's dad.
Yeah.
So Morgan's dad, at some point,
worked there.
Yeah. Something happened. Now he's gone.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Was it a prank war that went too far? We don't
That's
know.
dark. Because what the pranks
What's
were...
darker though? A prank war going too far or Spark's family being taken by animal control and probably euthanized? Let's be real.
Yeah.
What the pranks were, the first one was a hammer.
Yeah, rubber hammer.
Rubber
It's not
hammer.
a great prank.
The other one I remembered is the tar.
Yeah, I didn't know tar was that malleable. Like it was like
Apparently it
liquid.
is.
It's like slime.
Yeah, it was like where he puts it in
the
gloves.
in the glove, and then the glue on the rope.
Yeah.
In the last scene.
See, that's what was distracting me from the lights.
The glue.
So basically Morgan puts glue on rope that leads up into the rig. I'm not sure what it controls. I would assume some kind of
I would have thought the curtains. They were closing the curtains.
yeah, it doesn't
but
look like a curtain rope though, because
No.
usually they're on a
Loop-a-de-doo.
loopity-doop. Yeah, it was like a singular rope, so it's probably just a workplace health and safety hazard, really. But anyway, Morgan puts glue on the rope, and Grandpa puts his hands on the rope, and then the rope flies up in the air, and up goes Granddad and Morgan because they're both touching the rope. And so I was looking for evidence of the harnesses.
Yeah.
That's what I was distracted by, because it was pretty obvious by the positioning of their legs that they were in harnesses, and I was kind of like, oh, guys.
We're going back to Rico now.
Yeah, back to Rico.
Man, I don't know. They just got the seediest looking dog. I didn't even think that he looked like Dude. I didn't think he looked like same breed, I'm assuming.
When they put them next to each other, I was like, oh, they are
the same dog, yeah, but the colors are a bit different. I don't know if you...
Darker.
Yeah.
What are they saying?
Yeah, the way the Green God described it. It's like, you gotta feed me so I can do it. I was like, these are actually harmless dogs.
Yeah.
Like, they're the harmless people.
The real issues.
They're not bad guys.
Yeah, they're just in a shitty situation, unfortunately.
Before I move on to the moral messaging, I just have one quick note about the talent show. When the talent show started, I was really excited. I really was. I was quite excited to see some talents. The first talent that was announced was an interpretive dance. And I found this to be the biggest letdown of the series so far. It was worse than Oopsie.
I am 100% there with you.
Because I was like, oh, yes, an interpretive dance. This is going to be amazing. And it really looked like they just put two dogs on stage and filmed them for like 20 seconds just doing random things.
And I think Malfoy went under the crab's legs and then came back, and that was about it.
Yeah, it was...
Maybe they're interpreting something.
It was actually the biggest letdown. I was very disappointed. Then we had a dog do Hamlet, but it was a parody of Hamlet. And instead of saying to be or not to be, he said to pee or not to pee.
That is the question.
Which I'm on board with. Anyone who listened to 10 Films I Hate About You will already know that I'm not a fan of Hamlet. It's my least favourite Shakespeare. I haven't read all Shakespeare, but of the ones that I've read, Hamlet is my least favourite. So this impressed me.
Yeah, you always thought that it would be better with a bit more urination humour.
Yeah. Look, I'm not a really huge fan of very mild, crude humour.
Yeah, they were taking the piss.
Which is what this show has in it, which is why it's got a PG rating, very mild, crude humour. But in this case, I thought it was, okay. I approved. And in fact, I wanted Hamlet to beat the cheerleading. So,
Yeah, but Dude didn't see he didn't even see the cheerleading. He only saw the rehearsal of the cheerleading, and he was like, hey girl.
So he was just being seedy.
Rehearsing. He was so, they didn't act like it was seedy, but it was seedy.
It was a bit of a casting couch moment.
So Dude is seedier than Rico, really. Rico was just trying to...
get a meal.
Yeah.
That's all he wanted.
But...
Well, at the end,
trying to get, lucky.
Dude figures out a way for Rico to make it up to him, and as we've already established, it's Rico becomes his stunt double, but Rico doesn't seem to know what's involved with being a stunt double.
He's been homeless most of his life.
And then he gets hit by a car? What is he?
Well, he was riding a car, I think. Because he was wearing, a helmet, leather jacket. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, he gets in an accident, and he was like, oh, this is what I'm doing? Yeah.
He's fine, guys.
Yeah. Moral messaging in this episode. We get a lot of moral messaging actually at the end of the talent contest, because, Dude comes out and everyone's like, oh, Rico's been lying, and then Corazon comes out and apologizes to Pom Pom for lying, and it's this whole big thing. And we have these quotes. We all make mistakes when we're pups. And the second one is, your greatest talent is just being who you are.
Except for Rico.
Ooh, dark.
Yeah, because even at the end when he wins, he's specifically being someone else to win.
Yeah.
He's a stunt double for another person. Yeah. Oh my god.
So his talent is impersonation.
Also, we just had a whole oopsie episode about, I'm going to get kicked out if I've brought someone onto campus. They brought in a homeless criminal.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
Yeah,
everything's forgiven.
No consequence. And the oopsie thing was an accident. The Rico thing was purposeful.
Yeah, the influence of Superstar.
Yeah.
Dude was probably pulling some ropes and pulling some strings, and it's like, boom. It's fine, guys. Corazon, you're cool.
Well, are we still looking forward to going on with the next 7 episodes?
The prophecy is being lost now, I think.
It'll be back. That's why we're here, for the prophecy.
Well, I feel like we're the only ones keeping the prophecy alive on this show.
Someone has to. They've built it up. It needs to come out.
It was like a whole thing. It was like the first episode was just, this is the prophecy. Spark is the chosen one.
Well, the missing dad who was in the prank wars, I reckon that's going to come up in the prophecy somehow.
Yeah.
And that's why Morgan has to team
wait.
up with Thingy, because Morgan is one generation removed.
Yeah.
I reckon something to do with King and the dad.
Oh.
King left because Morgan's dad died and he doesn't want to go back to the school.
Nice.
Yeah, maybe they were like bonded
Yeah,
and stuff.
and it's like, nah,
Because
traumatized from
They've
it.
been implying that Morgan is somehow linked to Harry Potter. So yeah, maybe the dad was somehow linked to King, the original prophesized chosen one.
Yes.
If none of this happens, I'm going to be so disappointed.
And maybe the DOG was a stray. And then that's the granddad's stray partner.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
And
you're saying every generation
generation's
has
got a stray. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Maybe. I feel like our theories are becoming more and more out there. So, any final thoughts from you two? Keen to watch the next 7? Or...
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I want to see the prophecy come back, but I think such delights as trying to bring back the phrase "you are."
Yeah, it was more of an I.
Who said that?
Corazon.
Corazon, yeah. I was
Oh,
gonna
wait,
say
no, there was a
Corazon.
hip hop dog too. The other
Yeah.
teacher.
Yeah, the teacher, H-Dog.
Oh my gosh.
I completely
I forgot about H-Dog.
See, I took notes on H-Dog, but I feel like I couldn't keep up with H-Dog's H-Dogness.
So many hip hop references here. Yeah, the DOG, H-Dog, Rico.
The greatest hip-hop dog of them all.
Uncle
Notoriously DOG.
The old dogs. DAWG. I'm surprised Snoop Dogg's not in this show.
Kind of disappointed he's not, actually.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if he is.
He's a dog with 2 G's.
Isn't he a lion now, or did he go back on
He
that?
went back. He devolved. Anyway,
Thanks for listening to episode 5. We'll be back in a fortnight with episode 6. It's going to be awesome. We hope the prophecy plays some part. We're still hopeful. Are you still hopeful? Hopefully. Anyway, in the meantime, you can head on to our website, www.inconceivablereviews.com. We upload weekly written reviews on new releases, so go on, check them out. You might find something new that you want to watch outside the realms of Pup Academy. We know Pup Academy is addictive and it's all you've got going right now, but there is other stuff
Wow.
out there.
that's all that. That's sad.
You can also hit us up on our socials. We are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we are on Twitter. You can find us at Inconceivable Reviews or at Inconceivable Reviews Official. Follow us there, give us a shout out. We'd love to hear from you. That's it for this week.
Oh.